coming today. As many of you have heard, yesterday evening we received a call regarding a missing person who was discovered deceased behind a home here in East Cleveland. We really feel terrible for the family who has to endure this. I know how difficult it is when someone is missing and then to find that they have been, they're deceased. We have a full investigative team looking into all the details of what we have to assume is a murder. That will be determined by the police and by other investigators, and we have members of our force here to talk about it. In the meantime, what I would like to share with you is that we are trying very much to address the issues of crime in East Cleveland. I know, as the new mayor, 11 days on the job, quite frankly, that one of our biggest issues that we have to face is abandoned buildings, homes in distress, and making sure that those places are either taken down or that they are secured in a way that people can't go into them and commit crime. Alternatively, we also know that dumping in our city is a major problem, and that also leads to crime and other violent acts because it creates pockets of opportunity. To that end, one of the things we'll be discussing today in our council meeting is bringing legislation forward to address it through hiring of inspectors, through faster demolition of our delinquent properties and the like, and also really going after people who dump. To wit, today someone with a very large truck was caught dumping on one of our streets in the city. I've asked our residents, if you see something, say something, and thankfully someone did. And so, our police force and others were able to very quickly go onto the street to identify the person who was doing the dumping, to apprehend them, take their truck, make them clean up the dumped areas, and they will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, along with the homeowner who is allowing them to dump on their properties. This is endemic in the city. And I feel that as the mayor, I'm going to go after every single person who dumps in the city of East Cleveland or who has derelict property in our city. And they should know that they're going to have to clean up their properties, take them down if they're derelict, and that we will not tolerate dumping under any circumstances. They will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, no exceptions, and we will find you. But back to the tragedy at hand, I'd like to invite our police members to come forward and share any details with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. For the record, Acting Chief Kenneth Lundy, East Cleveland Police Department Commander, Detective Commander Joseph Marche, and Sergeant Reginald Holcomb. Last night, we received a call for service for 1892 Chapman for deceased male at that address. Our officers responded and located the male at that address. It appeared to be some sort of foul play. We couldn't get the actual determination of the cause of death until this morning. After speaking to the Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office, that male was identified as Juvar King. We understand that Juvar King was missing, or reported missing, out of Warren, Ohio, back in the early part of February. At this time, the investigation will be ongoing. As you all may know or may not know, Mr. King's vehicle was located in the city of Cleveland the early part of February when he had been reported missing. We will be reaching out to Cleveland Police Department, having some type of meeting with them to see what type of information they have that can assist us in our investigation. Anything I'm missing?
No, I think that's it. We're going to be reaching out to Cleveland Police most likely first thing in the morning. This evening we'll be talking more with the medical examiner's office to find out a little bit more about how Mr. King passed. And if you see anything out there, if you know anything about this case, give us a call. You can call Crime Stoppers as well, and you're always eligible for a $5,000 reward, and you can remain anonymous.
And just quickly, just to kind of piggyback off what the mayor said as far as the vacant and abandoned properties. This address is a vacant, abandoned home. No one would ever think that this type of activity or is a body that's behind it. But these are things that obviously we take serious. I will say this much: I mean, East Cleveland Police Department, our detective bureau is probably one of the best in the state of Ohio. Our solvability rate is about 70%, if not higher. So we do a pretty good job in solving crimes, despite what others may think. But in the case with Mr. King, it's very unfortunate. Again, our sympathies to his family, but we will work hard and do our very best to make sure those who are responsible are brought to justice.
Can you share what the cause of death was?
Right now, I don't think the official ruling has come out from the medical examiner's office.
It has not.
It has not.
Any information you can share as to why you think this is foul play?
Well, he's been missing since February. His car was found burnt up, and now his body is found dumped in the city, and it did look like he didn't die from natural causes. So we'll know more about that. Like I said, we're discussing it now with the medical examiner, but I know that they were quite busy yesterday, so we probably won't know anything further until tomorrow.
Can you share more information as to how that body was discovered behind that vehicle?
There was actually a construction crew that was there to I believe to clean the home out. It was an abandoned property, and when they looked through one of the doors inside the house, they saw Mr. King on the porch, and then they called police.
So on the back porch?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Question. So the suspect in the arson case out of Cleveland, his name is Nathaniel Crockett. Will East Cleveland police be questioning him at all about the possible connection to this homicide?
Absolutely.
And can you talk a little bit more about
Not really.
how it connects or what you plan to do?
Well, we know that he was arrested for the arson. There's a lot of questions. How did he get the car? Who did he get the car from? It's all going to come back to whoever initially got that car. I mean, that's the victim's car. And that was pretty recent after he was reported missing that vehicle was located. A couple days, I think. Right, Chief?
Yes. A couple of days. I mean, I think it's the obvious, right? I mean, you got a guy that's missing, out of another city, 50 miles plus away from Cleveland. I mean, who's, found to be responsible for setting his vehicle on fire. So, I mean, it's the obvious. He will be questioned at some point. Like Commander Marche said, we're going to hopefully meet up with the Cleveland Police Department tomorrow morning and gather whatever information they may have that can assist us in our investigation, for sure.
And the vehicle was King's, the burned up vehicle?
It was not registered to him. It was a relative of King's, yes.
And house today, we saw obviously multiple police out there. DCI was out there, SWAT. What was going on today at the vacant home? Just kind of looking for evidence. Can you talk a little bit about what was happening?
It's more just protocol. I mean, anytime you have a case like this, we reach out to the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation solely for evidence gathering for us. Obviously, the investigation will be conducted by the East Cleveland Police Department, but we call them out. That way, they're more, scientifically just good with recovering that evidence, right? So the evidence is recovered. If there's anything that needs to be sent down to either BCI or the medical examiner's office, DNA, for instance, that stuff, has been properly, the chain of custody has been properly maintained and sent down.
Anybody else?
Yeah, could we have the spelling of your name?
Sure. It's Marche.
And then the first name?
Joseph. Joseph.
Sandra or Sandra?
It's Sandra Morgan, SandraMorgan.
We appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Guys for having me.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
That's it. All right.
Sir?
And thank you guys. This was my first press conference.
Very well.
Well, thank you so much for being available and willing to speak to us. We really do appreciate it.
Sure.